Let's hope we connect this time. Perfect. I'm seeing.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Hi. How are you, Patrick?
Fantastic. Namaskar.
I can see a lot of books.
These are actually not my books. These are my girlfriend's books, actually.
Wow. I mean,
So
she is into so much reading, huh? And you are into music. So reading with music, huh?
actually, most of this are music books. She
Whoa.
studied musical science, actually.
Okay. Okay.
Ah,
So wow. I mean, that's nice. So how was your day? What
ah.
time is there?
Well, the time is 12:30. Uh, it's been a like relaxing day,
Okay.
actually.
Humidity
I'm
outside.
cleaning at home. Humidity is actually quite low. It's very sunshine out there. Very much sunshine.
All right, all right. Here it's 4 p.m. and also it's a sunshine,
Right.
but still humidity level is low. Wow.
Mm.
And so, how was your day? You had any classes?
Not today, actually. Yesterday I had I had my student, and I also had practice with my friend, the tabla player. Name is Anwar Sultan.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to check, Patrick, are you like downloading? I mean, like, have you switched on your like video recorder, or I mean, because
yeah.
actually
I
mine
think
was not working. Yeah, let me also
yeah. I
check.
have
I'll
it
also
on.
just a moment.
Yeah, no worry. Yeah,
It's not starting, but let's see. I mean, let's continue. Otherwise,
yeah.
these technical things will gonna problem us again. Again.
It's
Anyway,
okay. It's okay.
so I guess like Patrick, we at this moment on the team, on the behalf of whole Baila Bollywood team, we would like to thank you for connecting with us, and it's
Thank
been
you
an
so
honor
much, Noruega.
to actually just being connected with such a great artist with you. And I
Thank you
hope
so much.
you know like what we do, like like we used to interview different artists around the world who have been influenced by our Indian culture and
Yeah,
who find potential in our Indian culture. That's why they are opting it, right? And they are also getting influenced by that. And because of that, our Indian culture is getting like flourishing in their country as well.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
And so, just along moving forward, I just wanted to ask Patrick, please tell us little much more about you, like how you started and where does it begin, and how you find yourself now.
Right. So, I started actually. This is something which I've actually never told. It's because I was when I was about 12 or something years old, I played this video game called Civilization, and this
Mm-hmm.
had Indian music in it. So, which I didn't realize at the moment, right? So later on, when so past like 6, 7 years ago, when I first saw a concert of Sakur Hussain and Rakesh
Mm-hmm.
Chaurasia, um, that I really discovered the music once again that I had
Mm-hmm.
listened to in my childhood. And so I came to realize that it was Ravi Shankar who played sitar music, and it was Ronu Majumdar who played the flute. Uh, so
Mm-hmm.
it so I started from for about like 6 years ago that I really purchased a flute from a this was a Italian flute maker, actually,
Okay.
uh, and I bought an just a short A flute, which I still have today, which is
Wow.
luckily not broken. Yes. So
Oh,
um,
shit.
well, I have some flutes which have cracked because of different uh, type of weather and climate. So I then started just listening to Hari Prasad,
Mm-hmm.
who had so many beautiful recordings both on YouTube and on iTunes and on every major musical platform. So I just started purchasing music and listening into, and then I noticed that he actually don't play an A bass, no A flute. So he plays an E bass. So then
Mm-hmm.
I contacted the Italian flute maker again and bought an E bass. So that is where my classical uh, training
Journey
began.
started. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So and so shortly after that, probably a couple of months, maybe 3 4 months, uh, I googled Bansuri player in Norway, and
Mm-hmm.
then I found that there was a Israeli Bansuri player called Tal Coleman who lived in Oslo in my town.
Okay,
So I
okay.
contacted her and started uh, do some like basic training with her, like showing how to hold the flute and really properly play
Mm-hmm.
get the sound correct. So I went to her for probably 1 year, and then
Wow.
she was too busy. But that was, I would say, maybe 1 or 2 lessons a month. So it was, maybe 20 lessons. So after that, she got too busy, and I got too busy
Okay.
in some of my studies. Uh, so after that, I just played probably 3 or 4 years, something like this, just by my doing my own studies, listening to recordings, copying, and finding whatever material which is online and going to
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
concerts and different like this. So yeah, that's how
So
I
from there, like
began.
you started you started training yourself by all these YouTube studies and all the materials online only.
I didn't use very much of the tutorials and
Mm-hmm.
the how-tos and how to hold because that I already learned from my first guru Tal, who
Mm-hmm.
uh, who showed me these things. So from already that point, I could say that I began to understand the music, began to understand what is difference between this and that raga. Uh,
Okay,
so it
okay.
really gave me an insight to the big world of Indian classical.
So I mean, at that time you just decided, oh wow, I mean, this thing is literally which you can choose for your life to actually go with it, right?
Well, I wouldn't say it was much of a choice, really.
Okay.
That it really happened. Just I fell in love with the
Wow.
instrument and with the music, and just normally, like in my teenage years and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
this, I listened to rock, I listened to metal music and different kinds of Western music. And then when I discovered, like for 5 years, 6 years ago, then I changed all my music on my phone and my computer to just Indian classical. So I just been collecting this, almost like a database of music, which I keep to myself
Okay.
and yeah, listen to and you know slow down certain like aspects to really get the nuances of the phrase or something. So this has been my one of my techniques.
Wow, I mean that's really amazing, Patrick. So I mean, I moving on. I just wanted to ask, like, what was your first approach towards culture of India? I mean, like, for yeah,
Yeah. My first approach, uh,
yeah.
well, I would say the food because there's certain Indian foods, Indian restaurants in Oslo and in Norway in general, and they play
Mm-hmm.
music in the background. So I've been most likely influenced by that, and also I've had both Indian friends in my childhood and people from Sri Lankan people and different kinds of. So I've been slowly but steadily just like been uh, getting comfortable with this change of culture almost. I also
All
hear
right.
it
So
in
I
my
mean,
voice that
first of all, you liked
yeah,
like Indian food, right? So what's your favorite
of
Indian dish
course.
right now? I mean,
I would say nothing beats like the palak paneer, which is
palak
my one
paneer.
of
Oh
my
my God.
favorites. Ah,
Wow. I mean, like I have also worked in a hotel and I was also a chef for I guess 4 months.
ah.
So I can understand like all these things and I can closely look. You said palak paneer, so kind of things are may just popping up in my head. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So moving on, Patrick, just wanted to know like what were the challenges you faced in learning these Indian classical music?
Well, first of all, like I think uh, growing up, I played. like normal Western drums in a marching band when I was probably around 10, and I played for 4 or maybe 5 years. So I got the rhythm in my head, and so I got
Okay.
that aspects. But something which is quite I think now in later years it's quite interesting because my drum teacher wanted me to read notes, right, on a sheet of paper. So, and I really at that moment didn't want to, do the work and read the notes. So I said I want to listen by ear. I want to try by ear. So I was stubborn, like, like a little child is, and so he went along. And in later years, that is the way it's taught in Indian classical music orally, like, with you only listen, you don't really write it down. So that's
Okay.
one of the things, like, which I think is quite funny to think about now, and after my journey in classical music, Indian classical.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to get this this Western, insight to music in general. So it's been when I discovered Indian classical music, it really was like a shift in a like a paradigm shift almost. Like, my whole world of how music is supposed to be, it was twisted upside down almost. Because for example, in Western classical music, you have
Mm-hmm.
8x8 or 4x4 rhythms. You have 3x3 rhythms. You have mostly like 3 or 6 or 8 rhythms, right? But in Indian classical music, you have 9, you have 7, you have 11, you have
Yes,
12, you
yes,
have
yes.
all this. So the whole aspect of rhythm changed, and so as rhythm changed, so did the melodic aspect also. So
All right, all right.
this change of how how music is supposed to be. This changes how the idea of music. It's been difficult, but also very, very enlightening. Also, it's, you get this new view, and it's a whole new world, basically. So that is one of the challenges which I've faced. But I also, like, regarding to Indian classical music in particular, like, it's been, or the training of Indian classical, become an Indian classical artist. It's been, I think, one of the most difficult is to understand through language, because I don't speak Hindi, I don't speak
Yeah.
Bengali, I don't speak anything. I know Norwegian, I know English, basically. So there are lots of resources out there which are in Hindi or any other language which I don't know. So I haven't. No one has really explained it to me, like how you're going to play this gamak or this phrase, or how you're going to do this mean or anything. So this is always has been my interpretation. So I don't. Uh, I couldn't. I wouldn't say that I would really call myself an Indian classical musician, because I haven't really been trained in the music itself, and that's been one of the also more difficult things. Also, after when I stopped learning from Tal, which was to do or do the research for myself without a guru or without a teacher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is one of the most crucial things which everybody says when you're going into Indian classical music: get a guru, get a teacher, someone who can
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you
get the group.
what is wrong. Yeah, and the guru shishaya tradition also. So
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
something
true,
which I
true,
don't
true.
have. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important, like to get a mentor. Otherwise, things started. But if
Mm.
you have that feeling from inside, know that you are going through on the right path. And if you are keep,
Mm.
just going, I mean, obviously things fall under your plate, right, Patrick? And I guess that also
Mm.
worked for you.
Mm.
And so, moving on, just wanted to know, like, I was just curious for this question to ask, like, have you visited India? What were your major cities which you visited, and what were your observations? And like, just tell us more about that.
Well, since I started playing Indian classical music, I always wanted to travel to India, but as I'm still quite young and I am still like have to work my way up economically, so I haven't been able
Mhm.
to go to India before. But I visited India last year, so the previous summer. So actually,
Mhm.
but it's the 4th of August, right? So that means 1 year ago I was in Kolkata, actually, exactly. So from I was in there in July, August. So I was there in about 4 weeks.
Okay.
So during that time, I had also my second encounter with a new teacher. So I went there to Kolkata. Are you from, or where in India are you based? Is it
I'm
Delhi?
from New Delhi. Yeah, yeah,
New
New
Delhi,
Delhi.
right?
Yeah, basically
Uh,
South Delhi.
right. Okay. So my teacher was in Kolkata, and I went to him
Mhm.
maybe 7, 8 hours a day for a week. So it quite was quite intense.
Yeah.
I went there in the morning and I left there at like before nighttime. So so I went there for about one week, something like this.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the 3 weeks I had just visit India just in general to get the impression that you always been anticipating. So uh, so I was with one of my friends, it's Tarak, which is called Tarak, it's a tabla player, which I
Okay.
played with several times. Um, so I was there for 4 weeks, and it was a great time. It was a good time uh, to really explore the country and to get the guru feeling, I would say. that
So I mean, so you were just like for these 4 months, where were you been living? I mean, in some hotels or some at some place?
in in Kolkata, I was staying with.
Where we can go, and it's all you made. We'll kiss the
Okay.
sky goodnight. Just run with me, darling.
Okay. Okay.
Just 1 or 2 hours away from Kolkata. So he was staying at this house, and he was going to sell it or something. But I
All
was
right. All right.
staying with his friend in Kolkata, like maybe 15 minutes away from the very close. I stayed. His name is
Mm-hmm.
Shorav Ghoshal.
I'm sorry, Patrick, your voice is not coming. I guess just a
It
moment. I
was a
mean, it's
little
taking
bit.
time to buffer.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Your voice is little cracking actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Your
perfect
video
now. It's
was
perfect now.
okay. 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 Great. So I stayed with Shorav Ghoshal, which is also a
Mm-hmm.
tabla player, a very very good tabla player. He's also the son of a very famous tabla player. I can't remember his name at the moment. Uh, but um, but I stayed with him while I was in Kolkata, and it was stayed with him maybe 2 weeks. Then went to visit Tarak in it was Pa- Kanchap Kanchapara Kanchat. I forget the name.
It's okay. It's okay.
Kanchatpara.
It's okay. It's okay.
Something. It's very. This name was very confusing to me because it was
Mm-hmm.
written
Yeah, it
very
happens.
differently from how it's pronounced. So yes. So that was a very good time for the first time also being
Mm-hmm.
introduced with my friend Tarak.
So you
So
have tried any like Bengali food? I mean, like any Kolkata dish which you tried and
of
you
course
remember?
I every time where I every night when I stayed with Shorav, he always made something new dish, something which I've never tasted, and
I mean, he must
we
have
went out.
let you taste. He must have made you taste it. That Rasagulla. It's very famous in Kolkata. It's kind of desert, spongy white desert.
Probably, probably.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
mean
remember all the names, but there was a
yeah, I
lot of
mean,
different fish and
yeah, fish. It's very famous there.
yes. So it's Bengali, so it's a country of
Mhm.
fishermen. Yes.
So Patrick, moving on, just wanted to know, I mean, like, tell us a little more about your profession, like how many students do you teach and how does it goes and everything like that.
Mm. So currently, I don't have so many students. I
Mm-hmm.
have one who comes to me regularly, like two times a week, who's been coming for the last 6 or 7 months, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been teaching for I would say about 2, soon 3 years, and it's been on and off for most of them. Uh, I just have to restart the recording.
All
Just a
right, no
second.
problem, no problem. Take your time.
Uh, Cannot record. My microphone is in use. It's different. Okay, we'll just have to do without. Okay, there we go. So what was I saying?
So you were telling about the student.
Yes, the students. So they've been going on and off. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
been children who's been like ranging from 7 years to 12, 13 years old. Uh, they have mostly because of their parents, and I don't know why they quit, but that's not my business actually. So it's been some adults also. So the one student who comes to me now is adult, is probably some like 30 something years old. Uh, and I've had online students also from Australia and from
Wow.
Spain and India also. So there's been I try to offer whatever I can. And
Mm-hmm.
namaskar, I do speak. I do speak. Sorry, namaskar. So yes, I try to be as open as I can and try to work with my schedule. Because I have a day job also, which I don't. And now I'm going to study, so I don't have all the time in the world. So
Okay,
I do
okay.
my best.
So apart from that, like, I mean, like, where have you studied and what's were your like, subjects which you took after, like your early graduation or earlier
Well,
studies
actually,
which
I
you.
have the system here is I probably get different than the way it's in
Yeah, yeah.
India, but I don't know the specific term in English, but we have this like base graduation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is it's 13 years of so from starting from like after kindergarten, and like you start
Mm-hmm.
from either 5 or 6, and then you work your way up to 16 something like that. So 16, 7. No, actually 18 or 19 you finish.
Okay.
Um, so I've been working since I was 19 years old. So I'm now going to study the what I'm being working with. So which has been with children and education. Stuff like that.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. So Patrick, just moving along, just wanted to ask, like, how has the reception of your project or your profession in your country, like, how does the Norway people see that? I mean,
Mm.
you are playing with such a fluency, and how does that people see?
Well, uh, mostly the events and the performance I've done has been within the Indian and Pakistani culture here in Oslo.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been concerts also where I've been performing like in the centrum here with uh, on public performers and stuff like this. And they seem to enjoy it, I guess. They clap and they smile, so I take that for what it is. But you know, my student, for example, he's Norwegian, so he saw this flute player, and then he wanted to learn. So
Mhm.
There is still quite a small scene for Indian classical music in Oslo specifically, and that is, I would say, one of my current goals is to raise awareness of the beauty of Indian classical music and to spread the you know make it more popular and
Yes,
yes.
yes,
So
yes. I mean, it's
mm.
so like you just said, like making it popular. I mean, so I mean, do you really consider it that it is important to strengthen the like cultural bond between India and Norway, so that more of the people who wants to pursue in that field can make it. It can be easy for them to actually adopt the culture which they want and which they like.
Well, I think actually the relationship between Norway and India is quite good.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
and there has been, I think, there's, for example, or actually I would say the Pakistani and Indian influences in
Mm-hmm.
Norway has been generally pretty good. Uh, the population of Pakistani is more than Indians uh, currently, um, but there are different. For example, there's this festival in which normally takes place in August, which is called Mela Festival, which is a big event for South Indian or South Asian arts. For example, Indian classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Hariji has been playing there. Shahid Parvez, many Amjad Ali Khan.
Mm-hmm.
There's been increasing, uh, you could say, attention which has been given to South or like Hindustani music and these kinds of things. I think
Okay, okay.
it's very very good that it's improving. And I know, for example, that I'm in good contact with Indian embassy here in Oslo,
Mm-hmm.
and I know them very well. Well, that I've played at several events for them, and
Okay,
so
okay. Oh,
so
that's
it's
nice.
all good. Yes, they actually called me last week regarding the National Day. I think it's the 15th, right?
Yes, yes. 15 August.
Yes, yes. Pakistan is 14th, right?
14th August.
Yes, it's one day different. It's a big
I
difference.
mean, like, like the relations between India and Pakistan are, very sensitive and
Yes,
crucial. So it's
yes.
better.
That's why it's a big
It
difference.
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true, true. So,
Yes.
Patrick, I mean, just wanted to know, like, from your experience, and I mean, like, following your passion from such a long, I mean, what attracts your countrymen or your people around towards Indian culture? I mean, what do you think, like, India has, like, attracted people in which field, like, it may be music or something like that? So, I mean, what do you feel? I mean, which part of the Indian culture or something like that is really much,
Mm,
powerful to attract countrymen of other
yeah.
world as well?
Well, well. Um, if I think back to it, there's been regarding music. There's been several jazz musicians, Norwegian jazz
Hmm.
musicians, which has been collaborating with Indian musicians. For example, um, his name is Jan Garbare, and he's been
Okay,
playing
okay.
with Zakir Hussain and John McLaughlin.
Wow.
They were making music, the album
Hmm.
maybe, and there's been several of them, which was back in I think the 80s or something. So so they have it's been already like beginning to come from there, and then the you could say maybe the uh, explosion of um, Indian arts or South or East Asian arts has been
Hmm.
exploding, and maybe in the current maybe some after like 2000 2010, maybe some after there that point, that's the world music scene has been opening up, that several now
Hmm.
more jazz musicians and the jazz and Indian classical or Hindustani music has been uh,
Okay,
you
okay.
know, uh, maybe like made a fusion, you could say also. And but another thing you could also say that has been influenced is yoga, of course, which is
Okay.
Western, you know.
Hmm.
There are tons of, you know, yoga studios around each corner here in Oslo,
Yes, yes,
where
true, true.
so and I also been working with a yoga, let's say center, uh, which they've been, you know, I've been playing with a yoga teacher where they've had where we had a yoga class, and I've been playing just a
Yeah,
lot,
I mean
just playing.
that's a very soothing music, right?
Yes, yes.
That's
So I've been
relaxing.
using this, and I'm planning to do this also just as a way
Okay.
to spread, you know, Indian classical music, to
Yeah.
bring the, and you know, people who are into yoga, and it's
Hmm.
it's not just every type of yoga. It's, you know, the standing up, you know, do the postures, that kind of yoga. I don't remember the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
of
It's okay, it's okay.
that. But those kind of people are uh, more attracted to that kind of philosophy, and that philosophy is the same as Indian classical music. So that's, you know, a pathway to go to the Norwegian people, right?
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean,
So
so obviously you were just telling like for people to adopt yoga, from there you can open up the gateways towards this Indian classical music, right?
mm, for example, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm.
That's great. So, Patrick, and just wanted to ask, like, are there many people in your country or along in your society who wants to learn this Indian classical music, and you have helped them to in learning? I mean, just tell us more about that.
Well, mostly it's been, one of my students has been of Indian origin, like it's been Indian
Mm-hmm.
children or something like this. But there's also been Afghani people. It's been Norwegian people also. So
Okay, okay.
there's been a variety of uh, people who have been interested,
Mm-hmm.
not just Norwegian people in general, uh, but I would say uh, there's, since the music scene is not so, or the scene is not so big, the people don't know about it, so they don't. So there's not a lot of demand at the
Mm-hmm.
moment. But I think, especially within the Pakistani and Indian like suburbs and like cultures here, um, that this will like, I think that there is demand within those cultures or within those societies, and then so I just spoke with like 2 days ago. I spoke with a vocalist who's a Pakistani
Mm-hmm.
vocalist who sings Hindustani, and we're gonna try to like meet those demands to create the uh, their wants to maybe want to get it on public stage, right? So not just in people's home, but
Okay.
to get it out. So this is
Mm-hmm.
one of the things which I try to do, as I mentioned earlier, to spread
Awareness, right,
love
right.
for Indian classical music. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. That's great. And so, Patrick, like, what else would you like to learn or acquire from the Indian culture that could complement your profession?
Well, I would say it's the language, maybe Hindi or Marathi or
I
Bengali,
mean, yeah,
any.
if you learn Hindi, if you learn Hindi, it would be really easy for you to just go. I mean, it's not in a need to learn all the languages because it's mostly speaking.
Hello?
Patrick,
Yes,
hello.
yes, now you're back. Yes,
Yeah, it shows some kind of connection problem from my end.
no
So yeah, I
worries,
was
no
just
worries.
saying, like, if you'll just work upon Hindi, all the languages are similar. I mean, like
Yes.
English. I mean, obviously, some English is little bit very much different than Hindi. But if you learn Hindi,
Yeah.
then all the languages here, like Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, and Sanskrit, they all are really, really easy. And
Right.
I
Right.
mean, Hindi is speaking in every part of India. Like wherever you go, you'll find people
Yeah.
like understanding Hindi. Might be they must be having problem in saying their sense of meaning or expressing themselves, but they all understand. So and to be a native speaker of Hindi, just like everyone
Mhm.
else say, Hindi is very easy, but only I can
Yeah.
understand like how much you will have to go through about all these grammar parts and everything. It's
Yes, that's
vyakran and
the.
all,
I wish I learned. I wish I learned it in my childhood. That's one thing I wish.
It's very easy. I mean,
Because
you
then
can just
it's
yeah, but still, I mean, you can still learn and you can still just come here and
it's
I
never.
mean, like
Yes,
people.
it's never too late. That's true.
Yeah, it's never too late. I mean, like for me also, like talking to you, I'm also getting in love with this, musical instrument. So
Mm.
maybe I'll also go and ask my parents to actually get me a trainer of, Bansuri player so that I can also start my musical journey,
Ah,
right?
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Why not? Just do it.
yeah.
There's
And
probably many in New Delhi.
yeah, I mean, like there are many, but still, like everybody's, style of teaching is not like some people
That is
teaches
true. That is true.
differently, and sometimes it becomes really difficult for us to understand, no, to get
Yes.
the things.
Very true. Very true. Yes.
Yes. And so moving up
Mm.
forward, Patrick, just wanted to know, like, how do you
Yeah.
visualize your project in future? I mean, like all of the things, like how do you see yourself in coming future, and what's are your like near future goals?
Well. Well. Every day is real, So I have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, it's practice, which is
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's it's not a goal really. It's just a pathway. But uh, it's to create music, it's to live a
Mm-hmm.
happy life. I don't aim to be on the main stage on every concert or at every festival or something like this. I don't. I try to be as humble as possible to not
Mm-hmm.
uh, step
That's
on
nice.
any toes. So I try to you know as I mentioned, to spread Indian classical music, uh, to teach, to and I also as I when I finish my studies now, I'm just gonna work with children, and I'm also going to play music. I'm going to balance this out. So that's my plan as for the moment, which might
Okay, okay.
change in 2 years. I don't know. Maybe I want to go full time. I don't know. So I don't have any. I don't really want to look past 1 or 2
Mm-hmm.
years because now I'm soon to be 25, so I'm still quite young, so I don't want to rush it in any way.
True, true, true. I mean, you are very
Mm.
young, no?
Yes, well, everyone says so I might believe them.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
And so, like, I mean, like Patrick, I mean, after like whenever you were playing all this music, have you ever thought like you should also sing or something like that, or do you like sing or
I
make
try to
songs right? Like,
sing,
mm-hmm.
not actively, but I
Okay, okay.
know since I also listen to not only bouncy players, but I listen to sitar players, I listen
Mm-hmm.
to tabla players, I listen to vocalists, and whenever I hear a composition which I just fall in love with, I start singing it in my head, and it comes out. You have to sing it with your
Yes,
with
yes.
your mouth, but I'm not so good at it. So I try to. I never say that I am a singer, and I wouldn't
Okay, okay.
perform singing at all. But I sing some here and there. You know, I would say I'm a
So,
more
like,
of a tabla player
I
than a
mean, like,
singer.
if you are like more in a, like playing instruments, have you ever thought of, like coming on the YouTube platform with some band or something like that? Like, have you ever thought of doing things like that or not?
Well, I have a YouTube channel, which I
Mm-hmm.
post here and there, which is just like my artist page.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I don't. I've consider doing this, this online business
Okay, okay.
type thing. But I want to see the people which I perform, or I want to, like with my job, I want to be with the people I work with. I to distance
Mm-hmm.
myself. I'm not like that. I'm more of a social guy instead of uh,
Yeah, you are a very calm and peaceful guy,
statistical.
no?
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, until unless any big problem comes, no?
Well, that's true.
Everybody is calm and
Once
peaceful until
every
not.
uh, everyone has their fears, So
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
So, Patrick, moving on to the end, just wanted to know, like, do you want to add any additional messages or opinions that you consider important?
Well, as we come to an end, I just want to say that you know, as a uh,
Hmm.
Western guy who
Yeah,
attempts
yeah.
to play Indian classical music, and for others who are in the same shoes as me, then I would say that do not uh, be too arrogant and be careful, be humble. Uh, uh, don't try to be like the top artist.
Hmm.
It's a deep tradition, and it's something which you will learn every day, something new. And if you stay on the path, then maybe you'll find something you want to enjoy.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna find if you're gonna. It's just the path in itself is a so
Okay.
rewarding experience, and uh, the lifestyle I think is so great, and the philosophy is beautiful. I just want to thank also Baila Bollywood and yourself
Thank you.
to 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 spend this time with me and interview me, and
I mean,
make
it's
it
really
so.
beautiful to know such a calm and beautiful person who plays such a nice
Thank
music.
you.
And it's really been an honor to walk in your life and to understand, like, you are literally a very calmful person, just like the sea,
Mm.
until any waves come and you just,
Wow,
start
wow,
singing, no?
wow. You're too kind, my friend.
Okay, okay. Thank you,
Thank
Patrick,
you.
for your time. I mean, on the behalf of whole Baila Bollywood team, we would like to thank you for giving your time, and it's been our pleasure that you spend quite a long time with us and making us walk in your beautiful life. And I hope you also enjoyed. And before we go, we just want you to,
Absolutely.
play little things for us so that
Yeah,
everyone can enjoy.
I'll try my best.
Sure, sure. Thank you, thank you.
So, so I'll uh, I'll try to play a raga known as Maj Kamaj. I
Hmm.
don't know. Are you do you know much about the difference of ragas and such?
No, no, whatever you say, I'll believe. I mean, I have not been in the music so deeply, but still, I
Okay,
have
okay.
a little knowledge about that.
I just have to connect with my.
Sure, sure. Take your time. Take your time. Well, I must say, like, you are a very calmful person. That's why your house is totally, paint of white color. No,
Thank you.
that's great.
I I try to be as I mentioned, I try not to step on any toes, and I try to walk very carefully because
Hmm.
it's you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah, true, true. I mean, you are a very balanced person.
Do you hear the tampura is okay?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's audible. Thank you so much. I mean,
Thank you so much.
it's been a pleasure. I mean, it was just so soothing, relaxing. I mean, it was just mesmerizing. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank
I
you so
mean,
much.
I cannot wait to meet you, and I just wanted to come, Norway to meet you, and just want to hug you, man. What a
Wow, wow,
beautiful
wow.
performance, man.
Thank you so
Great,
much.
great, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you for the time. Thank you, Patrick, on behalf of Spanish Bolo as well as Baila Bollywood. I just want to thank you and for such a beautiful performance. I mean, what I can do is just I can say you a namaskar from India. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Patrick.
much. Thank
And
you so
hoping
much
to
for
connect with
giving
you
me this
again. Thank
time.
you so much. Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Take care. Have a great day.